What's up, guys? It's Thursday, March 23rd, and this is Newswave. So let's jump into the big story today, and that is the whole JoyCon issues. You guys saw my video where I took a wire, soldered it to it. It seemed to fix it, right? Well, Nintendo's coming out now, and they are providing free repairs. If you send in your Joy-Con to them, they will take care of shipping and everything. You can get your Joy-Con fixed. That's only if you're really having issues with your left Joy-Con that is disconnecting. More than likely, your right one's probably fine, or yours are fine in general. It seems like it was a smaller batch. It wasn't like a big widespread issue. It was a smaller percentage of people's Joy-Cons were giving issue, but CNET, of all places, took their Joy-Con, sent it in, got theirs back, praised Nintendo heavily for their customer service. Apparently, they actually overnighted a box or a label to them. They got it sent out, got it back very quickly, a couple days actually, and then they opened up their Joy-Con, and they documented what was different. So you'll see a set of pictures here. The first one is from when they sent it away. It was the standard-looking Joy-Con with nothing inside. The second one is a piece of conductive foam on top of the antenna, and that actually makes a lot of sense. I talked about before how there's more than likely interference that is covering that antenna, making it difficult. There's probably stuff even inside the Joy-Con around it that was affecting that signal, and putting that conductive foam will actually help to shield the signal that may be getting blocked from stuff inside. So it is kind of giving a barrier around it, stopping any signals from inside the Joy-Con affecting that antenna's signal strength to leave the Joy-Con and receive signals from the switch. That makes a lot of sense. Seems to work. CNET said that when they got it back, it worked fine. They took that piece of foam off, and then it stopped working, or at least working how it was before, where there was easy interruptions, and obviously it was disconnecting randomly if you put it upon your back, all that stuff. So it looks like that was the big issue. Nintendo has come out now, especially to Kotaku, for example, and said that this is a small manufacturing variation, and you should not be seeing that. In fact, if you go and buy Joy-Cons now, they are fine. Everyone's talking about how the ones they're getting now are fine. It's just a launch hiccup from what I can tell. It's not a big deal now. Most people are buying them. No problems. And it's good to hear that Nintendo is offering free replacements. So if you're having an issue, you can send yours in. They'll repair it. They'll send it back to you. It's all free of charge. You just have to get a hold of them, go through the steps to make sure it's not something you're doing on your end, and then they will take care of it. You ship it out, you get it back. That piece of foam is probably in there, and then everyone moves on. So I think at this point, the entire community for PC games on Steam, for example, have pretty much accepted the fact that Red Dead Redemption is probably never coming to the computer. I don't know why Rockstar won't do it. That's just how it looks. Well, modders are not happy with that answer, and they are taking upon themselves to bring Red Dead Redemption to the gaming PC world. You may be asking yourselves, well, how are they going to do that? How are they going to bring Red Dead Redemption to the computer? Well, the modding team, going by the name of White Team, is going to be modifying Grand Theft Auto 5 heavily, turning it into Red Dead Redemption, the game that a lot of us love but have never had it on the computer. And it would have been great to put on the computer because, of course, PCs can really max those games out heavily. And we do know Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out, but we have still no word that it's coming to the PC. And again, I'm not really sure why Rockstar does not want to put this game on the PC. GTA 5 has worked out so well on the computer, it's ridiculous. I mean, modders are having a lot of fun with it. They sell really well on Steam. So I don't know what the issue is with Red Dead Redemption. Maybe they want to keep it console only. It seems like an odd decision. But either way, they are completely revamping GTA 5 for Red Dead Redemption. It's going to be quite a while, apparently, before this is done, but they will release it as a modified patch that you can download, put on GTA 5, and you're off playing Red Dead Redemption on your computer. Next bit of news is an interesting one. This might be a gray area for some people. It's kind of cool to see, but again, it's a little... It borderlines on what is good and what is bad for the gaming community, and that is that the popular Wii U emulator that we've talked about here before on Newswave, CEMU, now has Breath of the Wild playable, and the first week in April, they're thinking about releasing a patch that will completely fix all issues with Breath of the Wild and make it pretty much 100% playable on your computer. And this is kind of a specialized case because with emulation, for example, ROMs, all that stuff, ISOs, it's almost never emulated and completely redone on the computer when the game is released and out. It's really never been like that. This is the first time I remember where a game comes out and is completely playable on your computer with no issues. In fact, people are going to be maxing this thing out on their computer, and it's going to look better and play better on a system it's not even for, compared to the Wii U and the Switch. So that is really weird to think about, that we're going to get a game on a system like the computer where it can max out to 4K and 60 frames, and it's a little odd. It's a weird position for Nintendo, I will say that, because this is something that they really need to attack, because Zelda is a game that deserves its money. I mean, the developer spent so much time on this game, it'd be a shame to see people download and play it on the computer rather than buy it. Now, I do think that's a very small percentage, and most of the people have already bought this game. I do think, though, if you have bought the game, you should be able to play it on your computer because you own the physical game. I don't see why that'd be an issue overall, but that's just me. I know there's people out there who don't have a Wii U and can't find a Switch and they'd like to play Zelda. If you could go buy the game and pop it in your computer, which is looking like how it kind of is right now, and you could play it, that actually sounds like a pretty good idea. So we'll see how well it actually plays when that patch comes out, because there's some big promises being made. If it's played well, then there's at least an option for somebody who can't find a Switch and doesn't want to invest the ridiculous retail price of $300 still, by the way, for that Wii U. So it was kind of a light day for news overall. What we're about to get into is our last piece of news technically, but it is going to probably be our biggest piece of news, and it's very interesting because, of course, it comes from our good friends over at Ubisoft. So we've already talked about For Honor's like microtransactions heavily, where it's like 2.5 years to unlock everything, or it's over $700 paid out to unlock everything. Well, for some reason, they decided to address this. If I were them, I would have not touched this. I would have just ignored it completely and let it go away. But of course, they don't want to do that because, I don't know, they're not smart about this. So what they do is they have a live stream. It was a For Honor, it was a Warrior's Den weekly live stream, and this was March 21st. It was like right at the end of the day, March 21st. And here we go. They go on stream and they start talking about the microtransactions. So you're going to see two people in this next clip. You're going to see the guy to the right, which is the game director. The person to the left is the community director. And they start talking about microtransactions. They had some really odd things to say. So check this out.
We had a lot of articles like in the past days about, hey, you need 2.5 years to unlock all the content of the game. It's too grindy, and it started an interesting discussion, I think, even within the team. And I want to like take a step back and explain how we build our game.
Yeah, let's take a step back.
And what is our design philosophy. So the design philosophy we never had an intention for you to unlock everything in the game. For us, that doesn't really make any sense.
So the excuse here seems to be that they did not think that people would want to unlock everything. Now, of course, these are more costumes or like decorative stuff that you can get, but it's odd that they would think that there is no way people would want to 100% this game or unlock everything. And instead of giving it more of a fair amount that you get at the end of every match that you can use the currency, they've made it so it's very hard to build currency, and it almost like it's trying to push you more towards paying money to unlock this stuff so you don't have to wait forever to do it. And again, we've done the math. It's over $700 microtransactions. It's 2.5 years to unlock everything. And for some reason, Ubisoft doesn't seem to understand that if you sell a game for $60, it's tough to put these microtransactions in there and not make fans mad. For some reason, he decided to compare it to League of Legends, which is a free game. And so he thought it was okay to compare it to that game, a full retail game of $60, to a free game that also has a microtransaction shop with costumes and things like that. But it's weird because it's free, right? League of Legends is free, so you don't have to do that. He also then went on to compare it to World of Warcraft, in that it never ends, I guess. And World of Warcraft is a constantly evolving world. It's not like a match where you jump in for 10 minutes, you fight, you get your currency, you get out, you go on to the next one. And what is being described as a grind fest right now to get these different costumes and decorative items. And that's I think where they're failing to realize. Yes, you keep adding stuff, but it's not like how they add stuff in World of Warcraft, where it's a large living world pretty much. This is more of a sandbox fighter, so it's not the same. And if you go look at this live stream, the video, the dislikes are ridiculous. It's well out of ratio for that. And of course, this is how you know the video is great. The comments are disabled, because I'm sure they were getting some awesome comments down there about how they didn't think anyone would need to unlock everything, so we're going to put all these microtransactions out and charge over $700 for decorative items, and it'll be fine. I think it was a lot of people calling them out for this really bad excuse of why they are trying to take advantage of people who just want to unlock everything. It's not good business practices there, and more than likely, it's just making people mad. I have to imagine if you're playing For Honor, you are really frustrated with how little reward you get for what you're doing. That's one of the best things. I have to at least give them credit. Call of Duty is really good because it rewards you constantly. You are constantly unlocking weapons. You're constantly unlocking gear. And it does not sound like it's that way in For Honor. It sounds like you are playing for a while to unlock one thing. So maybe some of you guys who play For Honor can let me know in the comments how your experiences are with it. That's just what the community feels right now, it looks like. Going through all the message boards and everything, it seems like everyone's really frustrated that it takes forever to unlock one thing. But of course, you can give them $5-10 and unlock it instantly. So it's a little shady business practice-wise when they sell you a $6 item and do that. If it was free, if they put For Honor out and then all of these costumes and collectibles cost money, I think that's okay. It really is. I don't think it's a big deal. But it's a $6 game. You know, maybe give them most of the game. And that's it for Newswave today, guys. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think about any of the stuff we talked about, whether you were thinking about checking out Zelda on your computer just to see how it plays, or you are really frustrated with For Honor, or maybe you're okay with it. I'd be very curious to see your guys' comments down below. It was a light news day this past day, as it just happens sometimes, but I'm sure we'll get a little more as we go forward, especially since I know Atlas is going to be coming out with some games this Sunday. So make sure you guys check back in every day at 10 a.m. for a new Newswave. I will see you guys next time.